Thank you so much for joining us today. It's so exciting to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a busy couple months, but we're making it through it. So far, so good. We're almost there. We're almost there.
I was going to say you're within like the 2 week stretch now of Seussical the Musical arriving.
Yeah. Right now, so up until this point, I mean, we've been building the sets in my backyard, and then we've been practicing in a church on in Warren. And finally, this Saturday, we're going to take all the sets over to the stage where we perform, and we'll be ready to go next week and try to get all the final things in place, all the tech, the lights, the sound, all combined at once.
That has to be such a exciting but also nerve wracking moment to finally transfer that over.
It's fun though that final week, but stressful, like you said.
So, for those who aren't familiar, what is the story of Seussical the Musical?
Okay, Seussical the Musical. It takes a lot of Dr. Seuss's familiar books, and it combines them all into one story where a lot of the characters interact and they help each other and they compete against certain things. So we have the Cat in the Hat who serves as is more or less the narrator, the MC, and the one who makes the story move along. But the story involves Horton the Elephant. It has the Who's. It has appearances by the Grinch. It's got Gertrude McFuzz, the Wickersham Brothers, Maisie LeBird. So it's all these Dr. Seuss stories that you're familiar with, but they're all combined and grouped into one special story.
So, it's kind of everything that everybody knows from Dr. Seuss growing up put together.
Indeed, I mean, if you're familiar with the show Into the Woods, it did this with fairy tales, but this is now Seussical, and so everything rhymes, and it's got all his wacky inventions, and the set tries to emulate the color scheme and whatever his imagination can come up with.
Now, as an actor, when it comes to like with the rhyming schemes and like the made up language and stuff, is that difficult? Like to kind of find that rhythm?
No, it's fun. In fact, I think what helps is finding different rhythms because I mean I've played these characters before, and it's fun to try to find new ways to say the same thing but still have that rhyme scheme and that rhythm that fits into things. It does make ad libbing tough.
And so you're playing the Cat in the Hat, correct?
Correct.
So you said he's kind of the MC. He's kind of carrying this narrative through the show.
It's almost as if he's creating the story as it goes. A little
Okay.
mischievous at times, but he keeps it going.
What do you feel like is kind of his motivation for telling this story?
Hmm. Well, I would say there's one character that appears as the show goes on. The name is JoJo. Well, actually, he is a Who, and from that point on, the cat is basically showing him how to imagine how to use his what they call in the show thinks, because there's a whole group in JoJo's world that thinking is almost unheard of.
Okay.
To be different is unheard of. So the cat is in his own way trying to make JoJo think and get through all of this and follow his hunches. And then there's another part of the story where Horton the elephant from that story, a lot of his the people in his world think he's crazy for hearing the Who's. So he's pushing both of those stories at the same time.
So you're kind of balancing both acting and directing because you're the director of the show. What made you decide that this was the story you wanted to tell this summer?
Well, in I'd say October, November, the board of directors gets together and we pick the show. And the show this year was Seussical, and we had done it, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago.
It's been a
We had
while.
also done it, and I've done it with other groups as well, performing in it. It seemed like a really good. So last year we did Beauty and the Beast, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and this seemed like a really good follow up for the kids that came to see that show. It's also good for families. There's nothing objectionable in it. There's really good morals in it and good stories to tell. Things that they can learn to be introduced into theater. I mean, and this is a little bit off subject, but uh, our top prices for tickets are only $14, and that's for adults. The junior, if you're in high school, it's $12. $7 if you're in junior high. $5 if you're in elementary. And if you're younger than that, come on in for free and enjoy live theater. So we think this is a good show that will bring people into live theater for the first time, maybe, and hopefully really get into it. And we have some professionals, some amateurs, all trying to bring this stuff together. So why? So it was a good follow up to Beauty and the Beast for one thing, and for another, it's good for adults. The songs in it are real catchy, and they'll stay with you, and it's great for the whole family. What do you
I
think?
was gonna I was gonna say one of the things I love about On Our Own Productions is that it really is almost family centric, both for the audiences and on the stage. Like you have all ages and stages on the stage, but also you try to make it very inclusive for everybody to be there.
That's what we do, and hopefully, this is something I always hope shows that we have so much fun, and we're such a family at rehearsals and together. And when we're not rehearsing, we still get together and we hang out as a group, different portions of us. So my hope is the friendships and the fun and the family you see on stage translates and the audience feels like it's part of it. So when I see a show, I always look around the stage and I hope that everyone's having as much fun as I think they're having. I mean, I just like to imagine they're just one big happy family.
Was that kind of the vision when you and your partner started On Our Own Productions?
Truly was, yeah. Well, we it was shortly after high. Well, no, I guess it'd be about 6 years after high school. We got together and we created it. And the hope was always, yeah, on our own. The title of it itself, the group, is because we all wear the hats, doing all the many different things. Like I'm the director and the choreographer. I do some of the choreography, but a lot of the harder choreography is done by somebody. She's in the group. My assistant director, who helps out with everything, which is why I don't go completely crazy, she's part of the group too. I mean, when I say part of the group, I mean in the cast.
Sure.
So everybody, we're on our own. We're kind of self-enclosed, and we take care of all the business within the cast, and have a good time doing it.
It's a beautiful. It makes it for a better production because you can buy into the connections that people are making when you're a family up there.
Yeah, I hope so. We have, I mean, at rehearsal, it's a blast. We laugh all the time. I mean, my goal usually is when we're doing it is to get your character down, get your lines down, and then have fun with it. See what new things you can create. And if I can say something differently within the person I'm acting with, maybe they have a different take on it, and we'll see what we can find.
So you mentioned that you've done the show multiple times. What is it like stepping into the world in works of Dr. Seuss?
It's this fantasy. He's got this way of words that it's teaching lessons, but it's not hitting you over the head with it. It's whole new world, and you're able to go into it and just while you're learning, you're seeing the story and you're having fun. And these characters are kind of wacky, but they're sincere. So it really has everything. I'm not saying it's doing Shakespeare, but it's really has everything you could hope for in a musical.
So with you both being in the show and also directing it, how do you balance those two jobs?
Well, a lot of times it helps which character I might be playing. In this case, the Cat in the Hat, being the narrator and being the MC and pushing the story along, I'm able to. I'm not really part of any particular story. I'm pushing it along, so I can go in, I can say my lines, I can watch what's going on, and the cat himself is almost the director of the story. So
Sure.
that kind of helps in this particular story where I'm situated. And then I can say, do what I have to do, and then step back, go into the audience, and watch what's going on. Plus, like I said, I have an assistant director who's amazing. And when I'm not watching, she's able to have eyes and let me know what's going on.
So how do you transfer your vision from your mind to your stage? Because you kind of mentioned earlier that like you have this vision, you think that people know what they're doing right now without the set and stuff, but what's that process for you for transferring that vision to stage?
A lot of hope and prayer. No,
Fair.
yeah. I guess usually at the beginning, I like to explain what the set's going to look like, what the plan is, at least at that point. And then at that point, what helps is that family atmosphere. So we kind of understand each other from that point, and a lot of them know how my mind works, if that's a thing. So we're able to make the picture together. Plus, at the same time, I like to go in with it's almost like a big coloring book. I like to draw broad lines and let the actors themselves fill it in. So it's not just all my vision. It's everybody can bring something to the table. There's a lot of different minds and a lot of different characters out there, and we can make this whole rainbow, as it were.
So, do you have a favorite song to perform, or like a song to see others perform from the show?
Oh wow, Sala Slew is a beautiful song. Um, One of the first songs that opens the show is "Oh, the Things You Can Think." It's a great way of opening the show because it's just it introduces all the characters. It's a fun song, and the motif gets included throughout the show, which is nice. Biggest Blame Fool's another one. Anytime the Sour Kangaroo sings, if you know Kylie, she's amazing. There's
We
so
lo-
many great voices in the show. Leon, Cora.
it sounds like there's quite a lot of talent in the show.
Oh, there really is, and I can listen to them all the time. I think there's a song in the show that I don't like, and when we're not doing the show, and like I've said, I've done it many times. I could throw in the CD or Spotify or whatever I'm listening to. I can listen to the whole show. It's great, great songs. And yeah, no, those opening numbers are great. And Sala Salou, and there's another one later, earlier in the show rather, with Horton. Oh my God, it's a sweet little ballad that him and Alone in the Universe, that him and Cora sing together. Cora plays JoJo.
I was gonna say I spoke with Cora, and I think that's one of the ones she mentioned about that. It's just like such a beautiful song.
Oh, it really is, and it's just because there's humor in the show. It does this. There's humor and there's sweet moments and humor and sweet moments, which is great in any show. And this is just a moment that the audience has time to take a break and see the emotions of the characters. It's great.
So, how do you feel like this particular production of Seussical the Musical has challenged you as both a performer and a director?
Well, because we had done it 12, 13 years ago, the first challenge was to how do we make it different. You don't want to repeat everything, then you can throw in the video and watch an old show. So the first thing we did was we tried to put ourselves in positions where we can't do the same thing. So the set is different than before, and I mean, except for myself and Leon, who's playing Horton, nobody is. We have some people who have held over, and they're in the show again, just as different characters. So you try to force yourself into doing different things, and that
Which
that was the biggest challenge for this one.
I would say that that's such a smart way to do it, though, because the one of the easiest ways to challenge to push your boundaries is to change the setting and change the environment in which you're approaching it.
Right away, to get from point A to point B, you got to do something different. And now, can we do different groupings with this? And then the choreographer, I don't know if you know Olivia Gentry, but she took on numbers that I had done before, so those have to be different right away. So things like that. Anything I can do to make it different. And then with the actors, again, they're bringing in their own characters. They're creating their own items. So now we have to react differently to them.
And I was gonna say I've noticed that there's such a energy from everybody who's in this. I know Kylie personally, and as soon as you were announced this show, she was like, "I wanted to be in this for years." Like this was something that she was so passionate about. So getting to have that energy put in there too also has to change the dynamics a bit as well.
It was great. When we got together to cast the show, she was unanimous as a sour kangaroo, and that was a no brainer. It wasn't even unanimous. There were people who were just like pushing that, like if Kylie is not the sour kangaroo, we're done.
So being the Cat in the Hat, is there anything specific you have to do to get into the mind of that character?
I would say it's that mischievous side. It's he's pushing his story by causing a little trouble, which I have very much enjoyed doing at rehearsal. And because I'm the director, there's no one who's going to stop me. Um, so that's part of it. As long as I can learn my stuff quickly, the lines, which one thing I can do, I may not be able to sing, dance, or act, but I can memorize. So once I can memorize, I can start having fun. And luckily, the little family we built, they have no problem putting up with my antics, and they play along. So that's the fun part, is creating a little trouble.
You say that you can't sing, dance, or act, but I saw you last year in Beauty and the Beast, and you blew it out of the water. So
I'll fake it.
we'll take it. What themes from Seussical the Musical stand out to you?
It's okay to be different. You don't. Not everybody has to think the same. I think that's a big part of it. Go out there, use your imagination, and see what new things you can come up with. Um, and just because you see world a different way than other people else, that's cool. It's all part of that big rainbow again.
And final question for you is just what are you hoping audiences take away from the show?
Oh, first off, I hope they tell their friends because they've had. I hope people don't feel like, oh, we're going to see this show because we know somebody. My hope is we want to go see this show because it's Seussical and we're going to have a fun time. And when they walk out, I want the songs in their mind. I want them just to be happy. That's the biggest thing. Just walk out of that theater, and I hope we brought a little joy to someone's life, and then they go about their week, and they can bring joy to the next person's life.
I mean, that's so important too, especially with a show like this. Like you can't help but leave it happy.
Yeah, and maybe there's some kid out there or some family who's never done a show before because we have amateurs all the time, first timers. Maybe it'll make them want to go to the school and try out for their show. Maybe they'll go to the local community theater and try it for the first time. You never know.
Inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so glad that we got to talk, and I'm so excited to see the show.
Thank you, man. I can't wait to see you.
On Our Own Productions, Seussical the Musical arrives at the Fraser Performing Arts Center June 20th and runs through the 28th, so get your tickets now and we will see you there.